very special now. Peace One Day has been working with AVON to make films that celebrate inspirational women at the forefront of speaking out against domestic violence. Tell us about those films, Jeremy.
Well, AVON is an incredible company, and the more you get to know about AVON, the more inspirational it is. But the journey with AVON started last year when I was asked to make some films for them about very courageous women who were speaking out against domestic violence, physical, psychological, and well, it was just a privilege. I mean, if you, as a filmmaker, to be able to make films like that, which Avon asked me to do, is just like a complete honor. I mean, it's kind of filmmaking at its very best. And these women were absolutely extraordinary. We made the 3 films and we showed them last year around Peace Day. And I think that they've been wonderful for Avon to just demonstrate their commitment to giving women a platform to be able to speak out. And of course, we're working with AVON again this year, and we're making even more films. This year, we're making 11 films with AVON. And of course, they're sponsors of Peace One Day.
And it's so important to have that support. We talk about the famous names as well, but to have that support from a huge sponsor like AVON, this couldn't happen without them.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing because there's 5 million entrepreneurs, 5 million women out there for AVON who are really involved in community. And of course, what those women are doing is creating beauty for people on the outside, but also supporting beauty within. I mean, they are like peacemakers to me. I mean, that's what inspires me. The values, the sense of purpose within that corporation, honestly, is absolutely incredible. And you'll hear from Angela Cretu later on today. And in fact, you're going to see her in this film. But that is one very special company. They're genuinely peacemakers.
They really are. Do you want to tell us about the little film that we're going to watch now? Very important film.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so this film you're about to see has Angela Cretu, who is the CEO of AVON that I mentioned earlier, talking about AVON's commitment to supporting women who are survivors of domestic abuse and providing platforms for those voices to be heard. And Peace Day, of course, provides the perfect platform for AVON to speak out about this important issue. I'm incredibly proud, as you can tell, of our association with this extraordinary company. And I'm so grateful for their sponsorship of today's event. We simply couldn't put this event on if it wasn't for AVON and, of course, the other companies. So let's watch this film.
Peace means freedom. To be yourself, to bring yourself wherever you go. Peace means confidence. Peace means beauty. And peace means a better future for us all.
On the 21st of September 2020, the Peace One Day live global digital experience, sponsored by AVON, will be broadcast to the people of our world. A show that brings people from all over the world together, panel discussions, music, actors, and live moments from every continent.
Violence should be eradicated in all its forms, from verbal abuse to war zone conflicts.
Он уехал утром на работу, ничего не подозревая. Я отвела детей к его матери, к своей свекрови. И у меня было 6 часов на то, чтобы убежать.
I was walking on the street going back to my apartment, and all of a sudden somebody just ran into me and poured acid on my face.
Approximately 95% of the violence that happens today will happen in our homes, communities, schools, and places of work. Only 5% in areas of conflict. How can we aim to resolve global conflicts when we have a pandemic going on in our own homes?
Unless we tackle violence at its roots, which is the upbringing of our own children and what they learn from their own families, they are going to be deciding the future of our planet and the future of our communities.
Я очень долго боялась выходить на улицу. Я не выходила на улицу, когда темнело. Я не отпускала никуда детей.
So all of us have a role to play in decreasing violence in all its forms. AVON have been funding organisations all over the world, supporting women who are suffering every day from domestic and psychological abuse, all in the interests of peace.
And this is what AVON does. AVON really nurtures relationships. It's not about the transaction of beauty products. That's mere the journey. The real destination is really this purpose that we share. And it's so connected with peace and well-being. Because a better world for women, it's a really better world for all.
Pracując w AVON mogłam stopniowo pokazywać siebie bardziej silniejszą, otwartą osobą.
AVON gave me the freedom that I can do whatever I want to do and build up a life for myself.
On Peace Day, AVON stands side by side with Peace One Day to tackle these issues, to make films and engage people all over the world in the hope we can eradicate violence in all its forms.
I wish Peace Day is becoming the biggest day of every year because it will make world stop for a moment. It's a wake-up call to say, hey world, step back, zoom out. Why are we here? What shall we accomplish together?
I have to help young other girls out there who are in need, because I've seen people who are generous, people who are willing to help others without gaining anything.
После всего того, что я пережила, после всего того, что мы пережили вместе с детьми, переезд в другой город, сегодня я могу сказать, что я с уверенностью смотрю в будущее.
I hope that you'll tune in on the 21st of September. Visit peaceoneday.org and register for the live experience. Be inspired, be empowered, be informed about the big issues we face and bring your family together in the name of peace.
Okay, wow. Yeah, they're very moving, aren't they, Laura? Extraordinary work that AVON are doing to support women all over the world. And as I mentioned earlier, it's been our absolute pleasure to partner with AVON and to produce a series of films for them. Our thanks again to AVON for helping to make today's broadcast possible. Thanks, AVON.
Really important message there as well, Jeremy. And I know Jude Law mentioned it earlier on. We're talking about, we look to conflict areas and it's so important that we help there, but also in our own homes, and particularly during this year and lockdown. And I'm very lucky to live in a very safe home. Home is my safe place, but we see in that video for a lot of women, men too, but women in particular, we've seen it's not a safe place. I remember talking to a woman from Refuge that there was a 70% increase in calls during lockdown, and it's creating that safe space at home. It starts at home.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as we say in the film, locked down and locked in. And Jude, in fact, mentioned it, as you said, a kind of a prison for many. So, yeah, these films actually get, obviously, touch on that in a major way. And actually, in COVID, there's been an increase, as you mentioned. We talk about that in the film. And it was interesting because actually creatively, it was very difficult to make the films in the situation that we face. But one thing that's important to AVON is women's voices will be heard, and they will create a platform for them to be able to speak out. So even though we were under those, restrictions, the show went on, as it were, the film was made. And so well done, AVON, and well done to those extraordinary women who participated, and thank you.
Thank you.